Let's Call Plus allows you to bind data to UI widgets using the MVVM pattern. MVVM stands for Model View View Model, which is the design pattern used in UI frameworks such as Angular. In Let's Call Plus, we use the MVVM pattern in no coding so that you can use the pattern without writing any sort of code. To show how it works, please let me create a UI with a label, and when you run it, it only doesn't have any data. It only shows the label. So let's bind some data to it. First, we need to create a state variable. We'll call it message, and we can define data types to the state variable. For message, we'll keep it as string. We can also assign a default value. We'll call it hello world. And once we have the default value, we can bind it to the label. First, we'll save the scope as current and field as a message. Message is what is defined in here. I'll talk about these two items later. Let's run it and see. It shows the hello world because the hello world state variable is bound to this label. And let me save this first. And now let me create a button and add some behavior to that. To make it visible, we'll change some properties of this. And we'll adjust the margins of this. And let's add an event to the button. Under the event store window, we can select the click event and add the event handler. Let's create a new stream. And let's change the value of it. And once we create a stream, we need to bind it to the state variable. And let's change state variable message when the button is clicked. We save it and run it first. So hello world is the default value, and when you click on the button, the value changes. If you go to debug, you can see the blocks that are executed in sequence. Here the text change is executed and the set UI state variable is also executed. So that's how MVVM binding works. Similarly, you can also create repeaters. And to create a repeater, let me create an array state variable. Put array list for now. Let's change the data type to array. And let me create repeater for this label. First, under this we need to select the current scope and select the array list, and repeat variable report item. Report item, or no, we just give the unique yes, nothing. So when we run it, none of the labels are shown because the array is empty. So what we can do is that when we click on the button, we'll create a new array and then we'll update state variable array list. Okay. Let's create a number range array. This will create an array from 0 to 10. And let's update array list and let's run it. So see, 10 items are created. So now let's change the caption of the label to something. So here we have binded the message state variable. Instead, we'll select item from the repeater. Yeah, as you can see, the items of the array are displayed here. Here we have generated numbers from 0 to 10, and here we have binded the values. So if you go to the debugger, we can see the items. So the output of this as is from 0 to 10, and yeah, it is binded to this. So that's how repeaters work. Similarly, you can make things visible or invisible, and we'll make it boolean and default value true, and is visible. Let's hide all the labels when the user clicks on this button. Let me create a new event. Let's make it set for false, and let's update state variable. Yeah, so that's how it works. So similarly to these fields, you can bind data to any field here using the apply binding button. You can bind it to change the font size, you can bind it to change the background, and many possibilities are there. So similarly, you can get a call an API, get its data, and bind to anything or any property. So that's the basics of MVVM binding.